Spring football has started across the country. Coaches are evaluating rosters, players are competing for starting jobs, and fan bases everywhere are starting to believe the upcoming season might be the one where everything finally comes together. But in Tallahassee, this spring carries a different kind of energy, because for Florida State head coach Mike Norvell, this offseason isn't just about building the next team. It's about proving the program is moving back in the right direction after 2 seasons that fell far below the standard at Florida State. And when you look at how the last 2 years have played out, it's not hard to understand why the pressure around this program has grown. Hello, family. Welcome back to the channel. This is B Telly, where we talk college football year-round, the programs, the coaching decisions, and the storylines shaping what happens on Saturdays. Today, we're focusing on Florida State and the situation surrounding Mike Norvell as the Seminoles head into the 2026 season. Because before we talk about what Florida State might look like this year, we have to understand how the program got to this point. Let's start with the 2024 season. Florida State finished that year 2-10, 2 wins, 10 losses. Now, in college football, every program goes through difficult seasons, but Florida State is not just any program. This is a school that built its reputation competing for ACC championships and national titles. So when a program with that kind of history finishes a season with only 2 wins, the conversation changes immediately. Suddenly, people are asking serious questions. Questions about the roster, questions about recruiting, questions about coaching, and questions about the overall direction of the program. Because seasons like that don't just hurt in the moment. They change how the entire college football world views your program. For decades, Florida State was seen as one of the power programs in the sport. But a season like 2-10 forces everyone to reassess where the program actually stands. Now, the following season looked like progress on paper. In 2025, Florida State improved to 5-7, and technically that is improvement. Going from 2 wins to 5 wins means the team did take a step forward. But here's where things get complicated, because 5 wins still leaves Florida State in a place the program simply isn't used to. No bowl game, no postseason. And when the season ends before December football even begins, it still feels like a program searching for answers. Now, when you combine both seasons together, the numbers become even more difficult to ignore. Over the last 2 years, Florida State is 7-17 overall. And for a major program in college football, that kind of stretch creates pressure around everyone involved. Now, when a program struggles like that, the next place everyone looks is recruiting. Because recruiting is supposed to be the foundation of any turnaround in college football. If a program is consistently bringing in elite talent, eventually those players develop and the wins follow. Now, the interesting thing about Mike Norvell's tenure is this. Recruiting hasn't been terrible, but it also hasn't been dominant. The 2024 recruiting class finished 12th nationally. The 2025 class finished 20th nationally. And the 2026 class finished 14th nationally. So when you average those rankings together, Florida State has been recruiting right around the middle of the top 15 nationally. That's solid recruiting. But historically, Florida State becomes a national contender when they're consistently stacking top 10 recruiting classes year after year. But recruiting isn't the only thing changing around this program. The coaching staff has gone through adjustments as well. And one of the biggest changes this offseason happened on the offensive side of the ball. During the 2025 season, Florida State's offense was coordinated by Gus Malzahn. Malzahn has been one of the most recognizable offensive minds in college football for years. But during the offseason, he decided to retire after decades in coaching, which means Florida State enters the 2026 season with another shift in offensive leadership. Mike Norvell is expected to take on a larger role with play calling, and Tim Harris Jr. steps into the offensive coordinator position. Now, here's what makes that change interesting. The offense actually produced statistically last season. Florida State averaged 472 yards of offense per game. They also led the ACC in rushing with 218 rushing yards per game. Those numbers show the offense had the ability to move the ball. But production alone doesn't guarantee wins, and if Florida State is going to turn things around this season, the schedule is not going to make it easy. The Seminoles open against SMU. Then they travel to Alabama. Later in the season, they go on the road against Louisville and Miami. At home, they face Clemson. And the regular season ends with their rivalry game against Florida. When you step back and look at everything together, the situation becomes clear. Florida State is entering a season where expectations are simple. The program has to show real progress on the field, because at a place like Florida State, the expectation has always been competing for championships, and the next chapter of the program starts right now. If you enjoyed the content, like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. This is B. Telly.